Now, on to our U.S. Economic Forecast Panel. Are you worried about the new Congress? Do you know what economic wildcards exist that could affect your business? Is your geographic area set to rebound or recess in the second half of 2011? These questions and more will be answered during this roundtable presentation. For the last 5 years, this brain trust of economists, trade professionals, and manufacturers has come together at the end of each year to take a look at what is in store for the coming year in the January edition of TED. This is the first time this group of futurists will also present attendees at the summit, with the unique opportunity to hear what the latest economic indicators are for the electrical marketplace. Our moderator is Kathy Mazzarella, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at Graybar. Starting in 1980 as a customer service representative in San Francisco, Kathy progressed through various quotations and sales positions before transferring to St. Louis as a senior sales representative in 1984. Over the next several years, she successfully advanced through roles in sales, marketing, strategic planning, human resources, and management. In January 2004, she was promoted to Vice President, Human Resources and Strategic Planning, and was elected to Graybar's Board of Directors. Kathy was named Senior Vice President, Human Resources and Strategic Planning in December 2005. In April 2008, she became Senior Vice President, Sales and Marketing, Communication and Data. And in March 2010 was appointed Senior Vice President, Sales and Marketing, a position she held until December 2010. Please join me in welcoming Kathy Mazzarella.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Good? Well, what I'd like to do is to, first of all, welcome you to this group of panelists. I've had the opportunity to listen to them a couple times, and I think you're going to be very impressed with the amount of information that they give you and the type of insights that they'll be able to provide you this morning. I would ask that if you have any questions as the panelists are speaking, if you could hold them to the end. We will have a question and answer session at the very end. So with that, let's get to it. And I'd like to introduce our first panelist, this is Ken Simonson. Ken is Chief Economist from AGC of America. Ken's weekly one-page email newsletter for AGC, the Data Digest, provides 10,000 readers with the latest economic news relevant to construction. He is interviewed and quoted almost daily by local and national media. In addition, he contributes frequently to a variety of business and professional publications and committees. Ken has over 35 years of experience analyzing, advocating, and communicating about economic and tax issues. Before joining AGC, he was Senior Economic Advisor in the U.S. Small Business Administration's Office of Advocacy. Earlier, he was Vice President and Chief Economist for the American Trucking Association. He also worked with the President's Commission on Industrial Competitiveness, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the Federal Home Loan Bank Board, and an economic consulting firm. Please join me in welcoming Ken. Our second panelist is Timothy Gill, Director of Economics and with NEMA Business Information Services, the economic analysis and market research arm of NEMA. Tim focuses on economic conditions and public policies affecting the outlook for the electrical equipment sector and its end users, the construction, manufacturing, and electric utility industries. Some of his responsibilities include administering NEMA's monthly Electro Industry Business Conditions Survey and its Electro Industry Economic Outlook. He also oversees shipments forecasting programs for many of NEMA's product sections. Tim has more than 16 years of experience in business economics and industry analysis. He came to the association in 2003 from the American Petroleum Institute. and has also worked for a predecessor of the economic forecasting firm known today as IHS Global Insight. Please join me in welcoming Tim. Our third panelist this morning is Neil Lyons, Director Pricing for Square D by Schneider Electric. Neil started with Square D Company in 1987 as a sales engineer. He departed sales after 5 years to work in the business power transformer unit. Then held various roles in sales and marketing before landing as the Director of Pricing and Economics in 2006. And he has held that role ever since. Please join me in welcoming Neil to the panel. Our fourth panelist this morning is Steven Vizat. Steve is the Senior Vice President of Marketing for Activent and has been involved with the electrical industry since 1998, both in Activent's ERP systems operations as well as the electrical industry's IDW and IDX. Most recently, Steve organized Activent's Vista sales and marketing reporting services for the electrical distribution channel. Steve has been at Activent for 25 years and has held a variety of positions in engineering, information services, marketing, and strategic planning. Please join me in welcoming Steve to the panel. Our fifth panelist is Jonathan Lubeck, Senior Sales Operations Manager from Osram, Sylvania. Jonathan has over 20 years of experience in the industrial and commercial distribution sales channel. He is an expert in solutions-based selling. Jonathan is a leader in the Lean Leader and has led numerous cross-functional teams designed to improve Osram Sylvania's internal and external ease of business approach. Please welcome Jonathan to the panel. And our final panelist today is Andy Berry, Vice President and General Manager of Global Distribution Unit for Infor. Andy joined Infor in June of 2010. He has spent the last 15 years in the distribution and supply chain business, most recently at IBS, where he served as Vice President Sales and Marketing for the Americas. Prior to IBS, Andy held executive roles at DePosco, a software-as-a-service warehouse management services provider, Ortec, a global logistics optimization solutions provider, and Velocity, a supply chain visibility and integration provider. Please join me in welcoming Andy to the panel.